In the previous clip, we took a look at the Northwind Traders report list. Now let's take a look at the report viewer, which is the page that loads reports. Let's click on this accounting report. And here we are. From top to bottom and left to right, let's talk about what each of these buttons does in the report. This button takes us back to the report list, the page that we were just looking at. We can also save or save as this report. Save simply saves a copy with its current settings, and Save As allows us to save a copy of the report with a new name or a new category. We can print this report directly from our browser or to an HTML-powered PDF, which can then be itself printed or saved as a PDF file. I can also export this report to an Excel workbook, to a Word.docx format, to a CSV or comma-separated value, which is used in Google Docs, Excel, and other spreadsheets, and an XML file, which is a text file that is readable by both humans and parsable by machines. The envelope button allows me to email a link to this report to anybody I like using Outlook Express. This button allows me to change the number of results which are currently being displayed in the browser. This does not change the number of results which are being returned from the database. It only changes the number of results which are being displayed currently in the browser. I could be getting 1,000,000 records back, but I'm only looking at the top 100. Because we really don't want to load 1,000,000 records into any browser, let alone this one. If I have permission to, I can use this button to access this report in the Report Designer and change pretty much everything about the report. If I want to make smaller tweaks, I can go over here to the Fields tab. This allows me to add new fields to the tabular portion of my report. Now this is better done in the Report Designer, but if you want to make a few quick tweaks, you can do that here. I can also add new filters using the Filter object. We'll go over how that works a little bit later. When my filters are being displayed here, I can also modify them. Let's say I'm done looking at the accounting for Antonio Moreno Taqueira, and instead I'd like to look at Around the Horn. I simply modify my filter settings and hit Update Results. And voila, a completely new report. This header text is modified from the Report Designer. And now we have the meat of the report. We have two report parts on this report. We have a chart, and we have a tabular portion, which has been grouped, and it has been summarized. All of these things are modified from the Report Designer. The only other thing that we really need to talk about right now is the concept of a report part. In Izenda terms, a report is composed of one or more parts. When we go into the Designer, I'll remind you of this, as we see each report part can be roughly thought of as all the content in a given tab. That doesn't mean anything to you right now, but it'll make sense soon, I promise. A report part really can just be thought of as a given chunk. In this case, this chart is a chunk, and this tabular portion is another chunk. This report has two report parts, the chart and the tabs. And that's a quick look at the report viewer. In the next clip, we'll be talking about dashboards.